The reading for Wednesday, middle of the week, if you like, middle of the work week anyway. Not really middle of the week, but middle of the work week. Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. So there you are, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Pretty good quotes, I think. And today's reading, I like it because it's about community. And I've always believed that community is an incredible thing. It's an unbelievably essential thing in our lives. We all need to be part of some community. Human beings are born that way. We're just part of the need to have community. Love amplifies community. First quote is Cesar Chavez, who says, "We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about progress and prosperity for our community." In other words, we don't live in a vacuum. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others for their sakes and our own. If for no other practical reason that, at least my belief system, everything is connected. We're all connected. So what we do to ourselves, we do to other people, either directly or indirectly. And Ernest Holmes, of course, is always a bit more lengthy, says, "Love is in essence an atmosphere that defies analysis, as does life itself." Fine. "It is that which is and cannot be explained. It is common to all people, to all animal life, and evident," I love this one, "in the response of plants to those who love them." You've seen lots of stories about people caring for their plants, talking to their plants, wishing them well, and it works, right? At least they claim it works, and I have no reason to doubt them. That quote was from the Science of Mind textbook on page 478. And this is Reverend Soni, who says, "Love thrives in connection, in spiritual community, whether among family, friends, co-workers, neighbors, or circles of fellow seekers. Love brings unity, encouragement, and healing. Community, it's far more than just a gathering of individuals. What is it? It's a living field of shared spirit where each presence enriches the whole." And I'm going to go beyond that. It isn't just in spiritual community. It's in any community that you belong to. Those are my words, not hers. Community reflects the truth that we are interdependent beings. As I was said, we're all connected, woven together with unseen threads of love, compassion, shared intention, and I would say lots of other things. In that sacred space, love becomes visible through kindness, through mutual support, and through spiritual solidarity. And other than spiritual communities, I think it's really important as well. So in any kind of community, not just spiritual solidarity, where is really important, but in any sense, solidarity, reminding us we are part of the cosmic dance of life. In other words, we are part of something way greater than ourselves. Now, she says, focus on one relationship within your spiritual community. No, I'm going to say focus on one relationship within any community of which you are a part. Before noticing actions, opinions, or surface differences, see the divine spark in the person before you, the same infinite presence that lives in your own heart. Offer a gesture of kindness, genuine appreciation, or listening without an expectation of return. These simple acts build bridges of understanding. And once again, she limits it to spiritual community. No, community is only partially about harmony. It also includes embracing differences, offering compassion where there's been misunderstanding, and holding unity where there may have been division. She says, as you interact today, let love shape your responses. Choose encouragement over criticism, presence over distraction, empathy over judgment, and openness over assumption. Let me just get back to us here. So my belief is, as you just heard, it isn't just about spiritual community. It's about community in general, because community is life. Human beings are social beings. Some people like to be in isolation, but really and truly, we're designed to live in groups, either in tribes or in communities. So don't limit this to your spiritual community. If you have a spiritual community, think about it in terms of any community of which you are a member. So in my case, I could say it could be about my 2 Toastmasters communities. It could be about my Chamber of Commerce community, the International Friends group, or any other group that I'm associated with, online and in person. So, and I can think of a couple of people about whom I need to change my view. And I've already decided to do that. It's already included in my prayer life. So I'm going to continue doing that. So as I said, community is incredibly important. And think about community in the broader sense of the word. I mean, you can follow her in just a spiritual community if you want, but my recommendation is that you take a much broader picture of this. I very seldom have got comments like this about the readings, but when I do, I'm going to say them. As Reverend Lisa said, she gives her opinion when she does her readings. And this is a reminder, at 9:15 in the morning. She'll be on tomorrow morning at 9:15. Daniel Johnson will be on with her midweek meditation today or tomorrow. I think all three of us and our leader, Reverend Dr. Jesse Jennings, yeah, he's going to feel the same way. If he reads someone, doesn't entirely agree with it, he's going to say so. But he'll say so in a way that's uplifting. And I realize that the focus of the magazine, Science of Mind magazine this month, is love. And I understand where Reverend Soni's coming from. She is the spiritual director of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide. So I can understand that she's focusing, for her part, on spiritual community. But I am not part of that central group, and therefore I'm looking at a broader aspect. So I'm not saying she isn't wrong. I just believe you ought to expand it. That's all. So, and I understand where she's coming from. Having said all that, I need to get back to my original, if I can find it. I honestly don't know. Oh, it's here. Hold on. Here we are. I contribute love to my community. Each connection amplifies unity and compassion. I contribute love to my community. Each connection amplifies unity and compassion. And as I said, if we just go forward with an open mind, accept people as they are, we don't have to agree with them at all. If their views are completely contrary to ours, we absolutely don't agree with them, but we give them the respect that they're due as a human being and as part of whatever community it is we're part of. So I will be back tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah, it should be doable at 5 o'clock like it was today. So I'm just knowing for each and every one of us that we are open and accepting of all within our communities. And while we may disagree with their ideas, I'm knowing that we treat them with respect as human beings. And I release this as a word into the divine law that always says yes. And in gratitude, I say, and so it is. Namaste.